Und nun wird es Zeit für eine neue Ausgabe.
A giant panda flies into a fit of panic as a massive and deadly earthquake strikes in China. Confused and terrified, massive and deadly and disorientated, she quickly decided that the safest place was to be up a tree, but the quake was so strong she was shaken to the ground each time she tried to climb. Confused and terrified, massive and deadly and disorientated. Luckily, neither she nor the 60 other pandas in the reserve were hurt, and breeders tried to spend more time with the animals, feeding them fruit to make them feel safe. Confused and terrified, massive and deadly and disorientated. And it didn't take long before they were back in the old routine.
Welcome back. We're coming to you from a cold and rainy Boston tonight on Boylston Street, just steps away from the second bombing site off to my left. Take a look behind me, though, across the street, the neighborhood fire station. It's one of the oldest fire stations in the city. Engine 33, they've got signs there. Engine 33, they've got signs there. Engine 33, they've got signs there, remembering the 4 people who lost their lives, the 3 who lost their lives in the blast.
Is your department aware of his travels to Russia? And if you weren't, the reason?
The travel in 2012 that you're referring to. Yes, the system. Yes, pinged, yes, the system pinged. Yes, the system pinged. System pinged.
All 101 passengers and 7 crew members are safe after their jet crashed into the ocean. It was attempting to land Saturday on the Indonesian resort island of Bali, but overshot the runway.
Yeah.
One passenger says everyone on board was screaming in panic, fearing they would drown.
All 108 people on board survived when the Lion Air Boeing 737 missed the runway on the Indonesian resort.
Earlier today, Reddit user NCAV posted a link to a Google Maps location that he says is close to his house. And the map at first glance appears to have caught a murder on camera. The zoomed in aerial photo seems to show a dock with blood and at least one figure and what appears to be a body. Reddit users immediately started speculating as to what the odds scene depicts. So, is the map showing a murder? Well,
FedExed all the way from China. 2 giant pandas make their way to Canada for the start of a 10-year loan in their own personalized plane. Urshan and Darmao also earned a personal welcome from Prime Minister Stephen Harper, who confirmed their safe delivery.
Well, that was quite a moment. It's not every day in your life you get to sign for pandas.
Officials hope they'll mate during their 5 years in Toronto and subsequent 5 years in Calgary to produce the first Canadian-born panda cubs. And the work doesn't end here for this very special delivery. FedEx will also fly in up to 900 kilos of bamboo each week from a zoo in Tennessee.
There's a mystery captivating lots of people in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. It's not a big mystery. In fact, it's a very, very small one. NBC Bay Area's Joe Rosado Jr. shows us where the door leads.
You don't always know what's behind it. You don't always know what's behind it. You don't always know what's behind a door. Some doors lead out, some doors keep things in. Sometimes doors have their own door. But it's a tiny door in Golden Gate Park that's getting more attention than most doors do. This tiny door showed up about a week ago on the base of an elm tree on the park's concourse. No one knows how it got there or why. It's a simple, low-tech door carved of wood with a hinge, but news of its appearance has spread across the high-tech world.
We got a little message from the Richmond blog and decided to take a look and look for the gnome house. A bunch of like notes and stuff. It's like a little house.
Like other things that show up in places they normally don't, people have come to see the door. Some leave notes, some find notes.
It reminded me of Alice in Wonderland, and I actually opened the door and I saw a couple of the notes, and it just said like, I like cheesecake.
I think it's just magical. There's something more to the park than just, you know, humans. I think it's little Nabisco leprechauns.
Oh,
that would be delicious. Yeah.
Keebler guys.
Yeah, the Keebler guys. They're in there. The elves.
Maybe there's some cookies back in there.
Na, seid ihr gut ins neue Jahr gerutscht? Habt ihr so richtig die Korken knallen lassen? Oder seid ihr die Sache doch etwas ruhiger angegangen, so wie ich?
Was willst du denn genau wissen? Was
Ja, wie geht's eigentlich los an Start?
Was willst du denn genau wissen? Was
Ja, wie geht's eigentlich los an Start?
Was willst du denn genau wissen? Was
Ja, wie geht's eigentlich los an Start? Da hast du eine Schlange im Griff. Hast du Angst davor, vor Schlangen, oder war das jetzt... Wie hat sich die Szene dargestellt?
Wenn einer eine Giftschlange in der Hand halten muss und sie küssen muss, dann ist das nicht so einfach. Nicht, weil wenn die beißt, dann ist man blind, weil die spuckt ja auch, das sagt er ja auch, nicht wahr? Allerdings, glaube ich, hat er sich dann getäuscht. Aber naja. Allerdings, glaube ich, hat er sich dann getäuscht.
I'm living here. I'm living here. I'm living here. I'm living here.
Oh, babe, don't lie lonesome after I'm gone. Don't mourn your young life away. Just lower me down with a prayer and a song, just for the break-in a day, just for the break-in a day. Well, it's a life worth the living, but we all gotta die.
It's like something out of a cartoon. There's a man stuck under this bell, and it was so heavy it took rescuers 5 minutes to lift it. It happened at a museum in eastern China. The man was looking at the bell from below, but other visitors were spinning it, which caused the rope attaching it to the ceiling to snap. It then came down on the man and trapped him inside. Incredibly, he wasn't injured at all.
Babe, don't lie.
They were being killed just because they were Muslim. Nothing else. They were being killed just because they were Muslim. They were being killed just because they were Muslim. They were being killed just because they were Muslim.
killed just because they were Muslim.